is formed? See, SEDSEF product was all about the stability of the most stable alkene. And we know life and chemistry is all about stability. So what should be formed is actually the most stable product. Why on earth is an unstable product? Why on earth an alkene which is less substituted alkene, which is not stable because of hyperconjugation, why is that getting formed at all? Is that not a valid doubt? If it is all about stability, then we should have products based on stability. Why a Hofmann product is getting formed at the first place? Are we clear with the problem statement here, guys? Please tell me. Is the problem statement clear? Yeah? Hello? We know what are SEDSEF and Hofmann product. So, we can actually get elimination following Hofmann mechanism, or the Hofmann product gets formed only in very specific scenario. Only in very specific scenario. Like they say, we have been taught that we shouldn't actually, we should not steal, for example. One of the ideals we have been taught, we shouldn't steal, we shouldn't steal. We have been told from childhood, it's a moral lesson which has been given to us, do not steal. But let's say that we are very hungry for past 3 days. If we are very hungry and we find that there is a bread and that's just lying there, can we steal and just ask God that, God, please do not consider it stealing, I was very hungry? Do you understand? There are places where in real life also we tend to do things which are not very stable or against the ideals. The same thing will be happening here, guys. Let's check now what is going to be the situation, reaction leading to Hofmann elimination product. When we have a bulkier base, that's when it is possible that Hofmann product is getting formed. Please check. When I have this kind of an alkyl halide, please look at this bromine here. We have this hydrogen here. We have taken an RO minus, which is a strong base, not to forget. There is a minus, moreover, R is intensifying this negative charge. The electron density on oxygen is increasing. So this is going to leave, right? Br minus leaves. And at the same time, this RO minus is going to abstract this hydrogen such that you end up getting this particular alkene. How many hydrogens are there? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 alpha hydrogen. This is a more stable alkene as it is more substituted alkene. And that's what we call as a SEDSEF product. And if we are removing a hydrogen from here, then this is less substituted alkene, and this is what we call as Hofmann product. So in this case, what will get formed is a SEDSEF product. But what if I now change? This is a very crucial data coming in front of you. Please check. When I have ETO minus, this is CH3CH2O minus, a strong base, SEDSEF product formed is 79%. Okay? Please check. There is this amazing book of chemistry, IL Finar. This data is from Finar. This data will help you do deductions about the whole mechanism. Now that we have increased the bulkiness of the base, this is a bulky base, check. Now the Hofmann product is 73%. Let's change one of the methyls to an ethyl. Bulkiness has further increased. Hello. The Hofmann product has also increased. That means the hydrogen from the terminal positions are getting removed. If you check here, I have made 2 ethyls now. Oh my God, 92%. Clearly, when the base is bulky, Hofmann product is favorable. So what would be going on? Let's try to understand through this scenario. Some of you have already seen this scenario, but let's check it once again. Everybody, can you look at these chocolates? I told you that this is not a chocolate. It is injustice to call Ferrero Rocher as a chocolate. It is an art. Ferrero Rocher is an art. Don't you agree? Ferrero Rocher fans in the chat, make some noise. Have you guys had Ferrero Rocher? If not, I'm going to gift you for sure. And if you guys clear out your examination, you're certainly gifting me Ferrero Rocher. That's certainly something that I want. Yeah? So, can you see it's lying here at the bottom, the Ferrero Rocher, and these are, what is it? Eclairs. But don't forget that I also want the same when you guys clear your NEET examination, okay? Anyways, so you can see that we have, let's say, eclairs on the top and Ferrero Rocher at the bottom, right? And yeah, both of these guys wants Ferrero Rocher, both of these guys, right? But there are rules. Think of it that this is the jar of Ferrero Rocher. Instead of water, there are chocolates here. And you have to put your hand inside, like this is the very narrow bottom. Luckily, we don't have Ferrero Rocher inside this. And you're not supposed to, tilt the jar. You get it? You can't tilt it. You have to keep it as it is. In the form, you have to enter your hand. Whatever chocolate comes, you can just abstract that. So if you have an option, your hand goes totally inside, then what you can do is, see, both want Ferrero Rocher. Both of these guys want Ferrero Rocher in their mind. But you can't actually tilt like this. You have to keep it the way it is. Put your hand and take it out. Yeah? So here, this guy, the thin one, could penetrate all through and get the bottom Ferrero Rocher easily. See? Perk of having the thin hand. But the poor guy, our cutie, look at the cutie here. Please see, he is not able to enter his hand till the bottom. What will he do? He will end up just picking a chocolate from the top. He has no other option. His intentions were to have the most stable product. His intentions were to have the most substituted alkene. But that's not possible. It is lying somewhere at the bottom and he's not able to abstract it. That's what is a bulky base. Bulky base wanted a proton which is going to give us more substituted alkene. But, hello, there is a problem. It's so bulky that it's being not able to enter that proton which is somewhere inside. So it ends up taking a terminal hydrogen. And that's why this guy, the not so bulky base, got the Ferrero Rocher, and our cutie got simple Alpenliebe or Eclair, whatever. So sad, yeah. That's how a bulky base and a non-bulky base behaves. All right, now coming back to our example here, if you check, when I had RO minus, it had an option of taking hydrogens from either here. Let's now number the hydrogens. Either the hydrogen could have been taken from this position. This is the hydrogen. Or let's write it here, this. So let's call it H1 or H2. So it had an option of taking both, but it took the one which is going to bring more stability so that Ferrero Rocher can be obtained, right? So if I had the same bulky base, check, this also wanted this hydrogen, but it's difficult for it to enter the vicinity of this hydrogen. So rather, it just works out with eclairs. It just works out with terminal hydrogen and ends up giving you a Hofmann product with a bulky base. Is it clear how it's happening? Let's take another example that I had here. Please check. When you have this tertiary butoxide, again, what is getting formed? You have this as a major product getting formed and this as a minor product getting formed. Okay, so major product is this, which is a Hofmann product, which is less substituted product because our base is bulky. Okay, the other possibility of a reaction when we have Hofmann product getting formed is when the leaving group is very poor. When the leaving group is very poor, that's also the case when you will see that it's easy for hydrogen to be removed from the terminal position rather than the central position because the leaving group is such. Okay, so if leaving group in E2 is poor, that is also a case where you can have Hofmann product formation. There is also a mechanism which is, like I told you, we will do later, or let's say here a nitro group, an electron withdrawing group. The mechanism changes to E1Cb. That's a different mechanism. We will talk about that. But think of here, there is no electron withdrawing group. There is just this poor leaving group. In those cases also, Hofmann product is the major product, right? Because F minor doesn't want to leave. So immediately it's easy for a transition state to be formed from the terminal position. Okay. Utkarsh is saying, I make the same face as the healthy guy when I find that I misread question and marked correct statement instead of the wrong one. Utkarsh, you're giving me meme here. It's a meme material for sure. Oh no. What have I marked? Totally, I feel you now. I totally feel. Yeah? Understood? When are Hofmann products possible? I hope this gives you some clarity. Okay, check the questions, check the option. We have elimination products getting formed clearly because what we have, please see, we have CH3NH2. We are heating it. What do you see? The moment you see heat, elimination should strike the doors of your mind. So the product should be elimination product. C and D cannot be your answer. Which one should we go with? Now, mind you, CH3NH2 is not a bulky base. It is not a bulky base. You have two hydrogens. It's not as bulky. Hello, answer changed so fast. Yeah. Okay, so you can see that this is going to be more substituted alkene, and hence this is our Sedzev product, which is going to be formed. So B becomes the answer. But now I have, instead of, please check, we had CH3NH2. Now we have ET3N. That means we have CH2, CH3, three of them. CH2, CH3, CH2, CH3. Three of them attached. And we have heat. Again, think of elimination the moment you see heat. So C and D, C cannot be your answer. Answer can be A, B, or C. Check. So the moment you see now a bulky base, you know that bulky base. Okay. So the elimination product will be this hydrogen. It wanted to remove, but it is not able to. It's rather just able to remove the terminal hydrogen. So major product is going to be A. All right. Is it clear?